Welcome, guys. Freaking Sunday, and a quite different one than the last one, right? So it doesn't look that green anymore, and I hope the bulls are still okay. Not full moving quite a lot right now, but hey, liquidity is liquidity, and it is what it is. But so as we've been talking for already 2 weeks, I guess, because we are a little bit more sideways in on VIX. So we kind of setting new highs, but we don't break the structure yet on it. But there are some small things happening if you like keep an eye on the structure wise, right? So we've been going into the lows sideways. We had a high, we set a higher low, and now we could potentially aim into the 21, as we've been mentioning, right? Because that's the high that we came from, that's the failure, and eventually we are. Are you sharing your screen? I do share my screen. I hope you can see. If can everyone check on Discord if the screen is sharing? Yes, it's okay. Okay, cool. So I can carry on. So we technically aiming to go higher on VIX, meaning we could see some pullback on the market, right? That's the first resistance. Now, second one is the gap that we have as well to fill. That's going to be around it to hit in 23, and then the rest it's going to be future if we're going to be there. But so far, we are not losing lows. So we are settling some support. Technically, we're trying to break out from it. Let's see if that's going to be the case in the next week, because we technically already, if you are looking at that, like we're mentioning, we did settle a new low, a high, higher low, and now we are aiming to go higher, meaning we start to change character. So something to note, right? Because this is quite important, because I know that people are misled by that one as well. Don't look at the wave master on that particular wicks, because it's an index. It's not something that it's kind of reliable. It looks like it fits, right? But I don't like to look at the wave master on wicks, so I don't do that. I just go by structure on it, so easier and much more reliable. But yeah, let's see how we're gonna be opening up in this new week, if we're gonna reach the 21. Right, that's the first resistance. Now moving on Dixie, like it already started moving up from Friday, and we see that it's starting to aim at the highs of it and filling up this gap, right? That's the first resistance as we've been mentioning. So 99.5, that's the resistance that you technically want to flip or not. It's depending on your own way of looking at the market, but this is how it looks like. We are overall right now in the sideways. We had a dip into the lows. We did technically regain now, and now double bottom, we settle a higher low on it, right? As easy as it gets. So right now, flipping 99.5, getting at the highs, that shouldn't be an issue to regain and then getting higher, because that high been already tested quite a lot of times. So how often we get there, how easier it is to break. And for Dixie to get higher into the hundreds, or even much more higher, meaning we will see some pullback, and the rotation in dollars, it's going back into the stable. That means in the dollar itself, or different stuff, right? Because it's not coming into the market apparently. So yeah, watch it. That's going to be quite interesting, because like I've been saying, point of interest is 97.5, and we didn't break that. We did settle a double freaking bottom on it, right? And that was a quite perfect one. And technically, even that's I maybe missed that one, but if that was the previous high, it was the low. This is the higher high, and now we are technically on the wick and on the body. We did break the structure, but now we are significant trying to regain that back. So, yep, it's what it is. Now, the fun stuff. Boy, oh boy, I like that. We all know this whole old structure that we've been at 900 billion. That was kind of the 90K-ish area of Bitcoin. Now we did settle that whole low, sideways, up into the highs of this whole resistance. We did went higher on it. Yes, we did close higher. So we settled a higher high. But right now, locally, we are breaking for the second time the daily already. So we are in a broken structure. High time frame already. Please be aware. This is not something that you should pass by of it, right? Because if we start to break anything, like over here, we didn't break and we still went higher to retest the underside retest of the whole high, the swing failure of it, and then we started to settle a higher high and we blasted through. Right now, that's not the case because we've been breaking the previous 700, 557, and right now the 51-ish area been broken on the daily. So the next technically support that we have is over here, 720-ish area. So that's quite lower than the highs that we came from. To regain that, we need to blast through everything that we've just been breaking and settle a high from even above 760. So that's a quite high intake, right? So we kind of need a lot of volume to do that. But yeah, continuing into the lows, we're going to get into the mid of the range. Failing that, there is not much to hold us. Now, we will eventually go by Bitcoin on that one. But overall market, we are starting to reverse. I mean, we've been doing that already from even this week. Sorry, daily, that's been the 13th of May. That was the case. And that retest of the previous swing, that was the whole failure. All right, so technically what you had was this. It was the up movement, you had the retrace, pullback, test of the highs of the swings, and now we just continuing going lower. Done. So yeah, that's the whole thing. We are in a broken structure overall, so nothing gonna change that yet. On hedge. Okay, that's good. Good, that's good. Now gold did the movement. Oh, unfortunately we failed from that one. But yeah, we're still holding on the whole support that we've been building from freaking March. So take it as it is. And if you like to trade that right now and in this kind of situation, then this is quite risky as well. I would like it to go even a little bit lower into the lows to test the previous low that we settled in March, because that's been even untested. But this is what it is. We are still holding. If that's going to be the case, we might break out from it, right? Overall, I'm not really keen on manual trading on gold. I do have the bots on it, so nothing for me. But there is something that I've been mentioning last week. That's the short on silver. Came again perfectly into the daily high, swing failure. And we've kind of are significant failing from that. But getting back at 73, we might break the low right now because everything else has been tested. So, and this is still in downtrending, right? I hope people like see this. This is still in downtrending. Like there is, we're in this kind of channel of situation right now. Same thing for PEX. So yeah, we might grind it for a little bit more longer. And then we still are in the sideways. A really nice range, by the way, for oil, if you like to trade that one. So we have still that short from 110-ish, and then inside retest of that one. So let's see how that's going to take us, but we still could hold on the support on it, right? So we are kind of squeezing on it. That's a really nice squeeze. So let's see. You don't want it to pop the highs of it. That's going to be quite dramatic for I mean, people who likes to drive a lot. But yeah, getting back at the low of 85 or 4-ish, that would be really nice to test that finally fully and break maybe the low, because we are from the highs, we are in a broken structure, right? And we are still holding on this failure of the swing. So yeah, that's a bit of metals and stuff. Now, we are quite close to fill this whole CME gap, what we settled, when was it? In May, beginning of May-ish area. It's a small one, nothing significant, right? I'm not really keen on the gaps or to fill or not. So that there, if you like, but the whole reverse of the daily that we are still in and the close of today daily is going to be really freaking significant. Like I always talk about it, how significant the weekly closes and the daily on Sundays closes are, but today it's going to be a massive one. I'm going to cover that in a second. Why? So yeah, Looking at the 1 hour-ish, we all start to look to go a little bit more lower. The volume start to dial down. We have the cash flow outflow. The oscillations are start turning around. We have the trend change on that one. There is no strength coming in, and even on the trend of the oscillations are getting lower. And even on my own indicator, there is much more volume going out than in. So yeah, we technically are holding on the structure, so that's kind of a good, right? We did settle a higher high, but we could easily fail that as a kind of a structure of this, right? There is quite a lot for us to work our way up higher. There is some stuff that we technically want to take. Those are the 150 axis, but note, getting there could push you even lower, right? If that's going to be the pressure. We still have the structure of 79, then the fair value gap to fill, and then it starts to get a little bit more higher up in liquidity. But then again, getting back there, it's going to be same scenario like you did from here, or even from here, right? Easy as that. So that's the high time frame stuff. And we've been failing it already, like from the swing failing what we had over here. So that's first, second, third, fourth, even fifth one. So if we're gonna have the 6 failures over here, then freaking I'm gonna add ballistic on my shorts. But let's see. Moving on the daily, because here we start to change quite a lot. The bulls are not that much in pressure anymore because the bears are taking a little bit more over. We starting to break stuff, and of course on the structure wise we did break the daily already twice, right? So there is one more left, that's 75.7. Not something that this will send you into the 100Ks or something, don't think about that, but it could give you a bounce, right? Like a small relief bounce to get an on-the-side retest of this stuff for the continuation. I'm gonna cover that in a second. But overall, we are getting into the low volume below us. That's still heavy protected, but lower volume than the 70, that's 70.8-ish stuff that start to get a little bit more thicker. But then you will be in a freaking broken structure when you get there. Okay, that's one. Secondly, if we can take the stuff of 20 axis above us, right? We also can do that below us. Doing that will get you in a broken structure, right? And it will get you in the highest volume area for potential small bounce, and then continue. Just note that, right? And then you start to get into the lows of this whole freaking range that we got. Now, moving on the capital flow, we are already down on the inflow of the large caps. So stable coins are in, everything is going into the stables. Even the meme coins are reversing. Alts are still kind of keeping up with it, but that could change as well from the beginning of the next week. And already on the money flow, we are on the top of the whole structure, but we are in negative outflow. Same thing what we used to be on this whole low that we settled over here, right? So that's already a significant change. That means that a lot of big stuff starting to take profits over here. And that's good, because you should, right? That's the area to take profit, because then the price will continue going lower. And that's going to be the pressure to get quite significant liquidity grab below us. Oscillation as well, it's aiming to go lower. Cash flow is still a little bit in positive, but we are in the second already reversal change. So that's a little bit more bigger than the last one we used to have it. So getting lower into the neutral line, right? We might be back at 20 axis. So that's it. And now, capital flow index overview. Daily, watch it, because we are in a big change on the daily. Why? The Dixie is quite high in the 60, and the VIX is in the neutral. That means it's already a little bit more above that, but it starts to get in the positive area. That means still a continuation higher. And that could, like you see already, give you a change on the market, right? be aware of that, because that's the whole rotation that we are right now. Like I've been saying for a couple of days, if one of those two start to peak, then the rest will eventually correlate to that. Now on the weekly, and that's going to change from tomorrow, because that's going to update from tomorrow, much significant, we might see a bigger change that one, because if on the weekly we will see the Dixie and the VIX, one of those two, close to neutral or even above, then we start to change the rotation. And already some of them are starting, right? We are kind of like, yeah, starting to turn around. At Bitcoin eventually, right? That had already reversal on it. ETH, that follows as well. But then PEX was already quite a long time in the reversal to go lower. Silver as well followed a little bit more higher on that one. But then stocks and overall market are quite high as well. But then when they start to drop, boy, oh boy, hold you horses. So yeah, that's overall market. But before I'm going to move on Bitcoin, I will mention a couple things that I always mention from already couple of weeks. We've been dealing with it. There is one significant level, and that's 79.5. Remember that level. I'm going to cover that in a second. Why is that significant? If we're going to see a pullback, that's your next locally short from it. That's going to be a quite reverse. That's a quite heavy guarded liquidity on the longs. So yeah, if you want that, then that's going to be the case, or the good place to short, right? Don't think we're going to reach 83-ish right now in one go, because there is quite low volume and liquidity in between that. So to grind that out, we will need to regain slowly from the next week and hold right now, or turn around and flip the 80-ish K. But so far into the lows, we are really heavier into getting at least into the 75-ish area. Then Bitcoin wise, liquidity map, you see a quite difference on the exchanges in Bitcoin, but then you see how close we are to the heavier stuff, right? It doesn't take much for us to tip over and go even lower. 76, that's the fill of May, and getting close to May, or even below that. And then the higher stuff, it's, or higher up, is that to got a little bit thinner. See? So that's the whole difference in the liquidity and where we are aiming. We always go for the fucking money. And where is the money? Right now, it's still lower, right? Yes, we could get one fake out or one grab of 79 to get all of that and then reverse. And happen, right? Same thing we've been mentioning on the tippy top, right? They pulled the whole freaking, most of them, they've been pulled. So I wasn't even looking to get higher than that, because if that's pulled, then there is nothing to grab, right? We got closer into the lows, got pulled as well, reverse. There was a similar block over here, but they like vanished already, and they pulled it again. They set it up again. They freaking didn't reach that. The failure, right? They've been failing all over here as well. They've been pulling the freaking orders, the big stuff. And we reverse and dip a little bit lower into the bigger stuff. They didn't get pulled. And that sent us a little bit more higher. But then still, right? We didn't reach the biggest pocket. And you can see how guarded are those walls that they set it up over here. And look at that. There's nothing anymore. And there's 10 over here. Like, I even need to put it like around 200. When most of the times I have it like above 250. And now it's need to be around 200 because it's so thin to see something. And look at that. We've been failing from yesterday, Sunday. That whole wall has been kind of pulled. And some of them, yeah, been replaced as well. And still, like to the downside, it's starting to get thicker and thicker and thicker. Like that big order, we don't have that anymore. What was it? It was the 2K-ish person that's holded quite heavily. So that one got pulled eventually after 3 times reaching it. But still, like there is much more pressure and much more liquidity to the downside than even aiming to the highs, right? But then the 79.5, what I told you, the highest liquidity, it's over here. It's this short or this pressure that you got into the lows, right? All of the liquidity is above that wick. So getting into that, you're going to take out everything. Most 99% you will reverse from it because there is nothing above it. Right, so this is as well something to look for it. If you don't want to get deep into the order blocks and also orders flows and the order books and everything, what I sometimes do for fun and to scalp it away, then those are the pages and the information that you would like to look at it for bigger stuff and all around information about stuff. Well, this is what it is. Now, moving on Biddy, and let's get started at 4 hour, because here are the things that kind of major. Right now, we are still below the daily, and the 4 hour close been kind of rough because it's been below the daily that we settled. Saturday we wick lower, went above, so regained, and then we freaking flipped that again. So now the only thing that matters is regain the daily. That regain will get you back at the weekly. So this is already, and I hope people understand that as well, because this is kind of like key stuff. I need to zoom out from it, and I will get rid of all of the lines to make it a little bit more easier on you. Pure structure wise, right? What did we do? The weekly that we settled over here, that was the key level, right? That was the key level that we've been talking about it. Now, February level is a little bit more above that one, so you have two overlapping levels. Now, still, we've been grinding into the February, right? And over here, we open up a weekly level when we blast through it into the highs, and we've been holding on that. Now, why is it significant? Because we literally are doing right now, we are not retesting the weekly bullishly, like doing something like this. We are failing it, and we did the underside retest already on 4 hours, and we could potentially continue into the May. Why? Because we are flipping the RSI. This is the whole line in the sand, and where are you? Now, if you box this out to make it much more easier on your eyes, because range, we are crypto and especially Bitcoin is range in a range in a range, because if you zoom in into the time frames and zoom out, it's always going to be a range no matter what. So if this is the range that we, let's make it a little bit more easy. If this is the range that we came from, right, we set up a new range above. Where are we right now? Are we in the same range, above that range, or below that range? That's the question that you need to ask yourself. Now, what you're going to aim for is this, right? This is the range. Then you settle a new higher range. So that was a continuation, but then you start to break into the lows, right? That's it. That's the whole structure that you need to look for it. Now, when that's going to start change, that's going to change. Let me just take this away. As easy as gets, it's going to change when you flip your line in the sand. That's it. It's a weekly end of February. So now, after the underside retest that you set over here, right, let me zoom in. Right, you need to get above that line, retest that, hold that, get back. So that's the 79.5-ish area that we know from the order blocks. Right, that's a heavy guarded one. I'm gonna flush it one more and then try to do something like that. That's the only way how you recover from going from this range to this range and then failing the range. But then still, you did recover from the lows, but you are still in a broken structure. Why? Because this is the highest high, this is higher low, higher low, higher low. Now, the daily that you open over here, it's untested. What's going to happen when you're going to get at the daily? You get back. And what you're having still, higher, low, right? It's a H and a L together. You don't get that, right? And then it's the matter of, are you holding this? Are you failing this? Scenarios. So far, we are still looking to get lower. Because after the regain of the daily, we are failing it. Right? This is something that it's a basic of trading. And right now we are below of the weekly. The previous weekly that we settled. Opening up the weekly below the previous weekly, it's a broken structure. You are going lower. May is untested. So are we closer to get at the previous weekly that, at the weekly that we are right now, or May? And where is the liquidity? Technically, this is much more thicker and much more appealing to get through the small stuff, the resistance, the highest resistance over here, the failure, the swing failure, what we call the gap, and then some more liquidity above. But for today, the most important thing is the weekly chart. Because boy, oh boy, that looks really, really juicy. After setting a really big, nice candle from the failure candle that we settled before February regain, we did regain it and we reverse it. So every single thing that you technically did over here, we wiped it with this candle. So 1 week in, 1 week out, done. Now, what's the most important thing? Like this candle is quite important, but the most important thing is, are we going to close the weekly above the previous weekly or below? Closing it above, it still could give you a chance to retest the highs and then do the failure, or regain it and go higher, right? That's the one sign. But closing it below, it's a failure. That means it's a broken structure on the weekly, because you don't need to reach the lows for it to be broken structure, because already you're closing below than the previous lowest weekly. That's why I said 2 weeks ago, this weekly, no matter what, it doesn't look good. You still can go higher, grab the liquidity, but then coming back, it's easier to break this stuff than this stuff. So, hope that's quite clear one. And monthly, you don't need to look at it because we still have 2 weeks to go for it. But yeah, we're kind of starting to reverse on it, no matter what. So this is quite important weekly, as we've been talking about it. And yeah, we had it already here, right? We closed it below the previous weekly because it was the continuation. It was not the broken construction, but also continuation. We didn't break the low on it, and then we sended it. So it's going to be really freaking interesting, believe me. I'm kind of looking out for it, and I'm going to stay up for it because that's something that I like to see. Now, daily-wise, as I've been saying, we are already in broken structure, no matter what. It doesn't take much to get below, close anything. Or you can even close like really fine, right? Close it at the May and then do something like, right, something like this. And then plus there is as well overlapping support, sorry, resistance here. Oh, yeah, here as well, but that's lower than May. So you still could go back at May's, back around here, and then try to get rid of the longs. Doesn't look good, right? It's gonna take time to regain that stuff. And even here, like I'm not sure if you guys remember the beginning of February over here, right? That failure, and we never came back for it. Like, look how heavy that weekly open was, right? What we are right now. We didn't come even fully to test it twice. That weekly level is not even tested yet. So yeah, this is what it is. I'm sorry that I need to bring you the bad news, but I've been saying that from a couple of weeks already, like watch it, right? Because we are in broken structure, right? Yes, we settle a higher low technically when we used to be here, but all of this is tested. So when you start to come back into it, it's going to be quite easier to, right here. And that is just a matter of time to get into the lows. And then as well, like watch it, because dang, this is the only level that it's not tested. And this is all tested. So getting below May, retesting it even on 4, 12 or daily whatsoever will swipe you lower. There's nothing else to hold you except May. So yeah, I'm sorry. So I need to bring in the bad news or good news, depending in which position you are. But it is what it is. And we are technically doing exactly the same what we've been doing here, because watch out for this, guys. I've been vocal about it as well, and boy, that short was juicy. But we broke the structure over here, and this is where we fail from, right? That whole sideways through the week and then freaking nuke it through the lows. That's why I said we still could potentially have that same momentum, right? Because we broke that and we broke this. So doing all of this shenanigans, right? And not getting close at this whole swing failure, that could send you lower. And there is not much of volatility coming in from next week if you realing on that one, because it isn't. Next major level, May. That's all. That's all. And like I said as well last week, losing 78-ish, easy 76, right? Failing that and closing the weekly poorly. Yeah, wrong one. So yeah, this is it. Best as it gets. Sorry. And there is yeah, stepwise. That's gonna be quite a lot of slides down from 73 to 70 ish. That's a big pocket of fair value gaps. Oh, yeah, this is all on Billy. Any questions? Any questions before I'm gonna move on? Let me have a look on the chat. Oh, a lot of people bounced. Sorry to break the bad news, but it's what it is. And if is the screamer working? Can you see? I hope so. If not, then I'm sorry. Short from 81. Good check. What is ATS for? Yeah. I ain't missing things. It's my own indicator. Sorry. It's my own what I built. It's a bit better than capital flow index. Same purpose, but much more accuracy in it, because unfortunately what is, I can say that, I guess this is built more for visualize, right? It's still accurate, don't get me wrong, and let's get it's still accurate, but it's more built into visualizations. I like much more accuracy and I don't need the visualization that much. But yeah, that's my own indicator. So yeah. No, you didn't miss nothing. Okay, cool. Screen's fine. Nice. Okay, no questions. Then it's all clear. And Gucci. So before that, let's go and cover some alts before I'm gonna move on the spot backs. I've been doing really good lately, and seriously, this aim to go even higher than 47H. Why? Because we had this whole ballistic move from the lows that it's sets over here. It broke the structure, but because of this coin glass shenanigans and whatsoever, what they want to process with Hyperlick and like fucking hell, like people jumping the bond on it, and so yeah, they pushed the price quite high. That's good because we did set a higher high on it perfectly. And now we are setting up on the higher low from August. Good. So this changed the whole structure on it, and potentially we're gonna blast higher up. So not really looking for shorts yet on it till, and that's only till we're gonna get at the highs and we start to fail this also in that kind of structure. All right. So yeah, but so far I'm good on it. I'm not really in a lot of leverage position right now, more buying spot, or been buying spots and adding to some things because I'm more sidetracked because of some projects, so I'm not really keen. And like I said, I will take a swing on it when we're gonna reach Q2 on much more bigger stuff. So yeah, that's still aims to go back at 50-ish and regain that. But then when we start to regain that, that will be really juicy one. That will be good on hype. Injection, yeah, 6.1. Jesus, that was a really freaking perfect move. Like, it regained so much, and that settles a quite good sentiment for it to set a higher high and get back at least at February or maybe May for a higher low and potential blast, right? But yeah, we took out massively big liquidity. Be aware of that one. So that's gonna take time for it to farm most of the stuff over here to blast through, right? So yeah, it's looking really good. So if you want to buy any spots, then believe me, around February, when we reach February, May, that's the best area to buy it. And then, of course, DCA into the lows, right? It's good. It's really good. AVEX, technically on a higher time frame on the daily, it settled quite nice higher low to holding the support, 9.2. I think we mentioned that last week as well, if I recall it. But then I would like to see to swipe all of the liquidity from the lows and then blast it, because that's what AVEX can do. AVEX can break this and this by getting the liquidity and then sending it, right? Getting close into the lows again. Oh boy, the people are gonna short FOMOing into it when it reached. Same thing for Solana. Solana had a really good move, and this has been perfect retest of the highs, even setting higher high, but then failing the daily. Really nice, and getting back at the high time frame stuff. Good. Potentially around 82-ish. That would be really good long on it. If not, swipe it into the 69, 79, and that's going to be perfect bounce. So nice, really nice. Render. Unfortunately, Render had a really super good short on that one. Nice. I'm still aiming that it's gonna get back at 1.6. That's my aim. If not, 1.6 61-ish, sorry, 1.61-ish, right? And then the highest stuff start to get at 1.5, but that's, yeah, not sure if that's going to be the case. So far, Render's been starting to grind it into the highs, because next ones could be in the November, retest this whole on the side swing failure from here, come back and then do the bigger stuff. That's how it looks like it's building for. So yeah. Nice. Really nice one. Oh shit. Didn't expect that. Oh boy. Ooh. I mean, yeah. Used to give you a little bit of positivity. You are at your side flip, but boy, oh boy, that failure is even rougher than freaking Bitcoin. Losing this? Oh fuck. Yeah. Yeah, this is F. This is fucked. I'm not sure if Q2 is gonna hold you even. And then May, it's already tested. See, that's why I said, like, I'm never gonna give compliment for fucking Eve, because last time I gave the compliment of the year, fucking nuked. Jesus. Oh yeah, now something else. Just to what is it? What is it? Bro. Just to following up on my thesis for Crow. So yeah, we had a really good up movement on the Crow, and we did from the lows into the previous high settle a new higher high on it. That's the first time since the whole Dampu of June last year. So good. No, sorry, last year, this year even, June, sorry. So yeah, great stuff, right? I really like to see that. That's some potential for getting even into the higher stuff. We still have some time for it, right? Because I kind of measure it to end of the May, but still, right now, I mentioned that, I guess, in my post, around 70 to the lows of 60 something, somewhere here. That's a perfect DCA into it. Like, even from the highs of this whole movement, like, you're not going to be late on it. You do see some inflow on the momentum for capital flow. That's good. We start to turn around. Even on the cash of capital flow index, it's the same thing, right? So we see some potential of already accumulation on it. So that's good. Anything below 70, it's a perfect buy. And bet you, I don't think we're gonna even lose the 1066-ish area. So high time frame, yeah, we kind of looking for a reversal sign. And we are in the whole momentum flow. We are really positive. Same thing on the capital flow. So those two are aligning with each other. And then it's just looking to pop it. So if and only if you are still not into it, then I can safely say this is the time, and most likely one of the last times you can enter on the lowest positioning right now till we're going to reach the previous high and then decide retesting that, because we are in this whole potential continuation of the cycles. And my bet is, and I can safely say, that we're going to reach 0.29, 0.50, and maybe, I'm not sure about that, I don't want to go that high, to 0.69. First two, yes. The third one, let's see. But that's not important. Important are those two for it. But those are, yeah, that's my call for it. So let's see. Let's see how that's going to be playing out. So far, so good. I've been adding already some of the packs on it. So stacking the crows. That's a really good one. Yeah, this is a buy. Easiest as it gets. A really easy money printer, and you can achieve like easily from, even if you buy something from here, 3x easily, at least. The rest is extra. So if you want a money printer, there it is. Then of course, because someone asked as well, troll. Oh, I've been doing some comparison stuff to it, so don't mind me. But yeah, troll is still good and really, really holding on the high. So we didn't break the 0.10-ish cent. So yeah, that's still good. And yeah, like I agree with Stu, because he mentioned that as well. It tends to pump in the weekends and weekends opens and whatsoever. So yeah, who knows? We might do it 30 in a row as well. We still are good till we're gonna break the 0.10. I would take some more profit when we're gonna reach 0.8-ish, but then yeah, there is still some more high stuff and support around it. But 4 hour looks quite decent as well. We are holding on the support. We just need to break the highs of 0.13, and we did retest of that high. So the next leg up shouldn't be the issue because everything is tested. So yeah, that's my takeaway on this. Bet. I have it. Bet. That's an old one. Jesus, yeah, I have it. Oh, I've been here as well. Bet. That's a really old one. Jesus. Yeah. That's no bueno if you close the weekly right now. That's for sure. So in any kind of case, if you want to DCA or buy anything from it, and then this is your take. This box, right? So that's gonna be 0.16. It starts from, and then till you can DCA whatever you want into it. But that's the best spot that you want to buy it, because if you close the weekly like that, that's rough. That's freaking rough. And to be honest with you, I'm sorry, but this is, if you follow the trend lines, we are in a broken structure still. We are setting a higher high on the body, but we didn't even get higher than 0.27. That's rough. That's rough. Same thing over here, right? This is your resistance box, like obvious with this kind of pressure. And now what did you do is simple as you get into lows, you broke that, and your underside retested. So this is a perfect short. Like fucking Stu will be happy about it, right? And now you just look to get lower because you not only you settled here low, but you broke that low already. And yeah, you're kind of looking to get lower. So this is still like, I don't remember when did I do this box, but this is still your support. And even right now, you can argue that this gonna be your aim, March. So if you want to buy anything, then March is your level. If not, then that might go even to fill the wick or even to 0.093-ish into this whole freaking support that you settled in what, 2022. Boy, that's been a while in extreme case. But yeah, you are still in downtrending on it. Nothing special, nothing significant changing yet. Oh yeah. Yeah, you did break it. It's not much to hold you. February is tested already. To the RSI flip, and you set up at March. Key level that you need to regain here is weekly. Like this been like freaking that sell off of that weekly was horrendous. Someone does a really perfect job to do this. While they're playing around, but yeah, you need to regain this to get above 27, and I'll bet you that's gonna be not easy with this resistance. That's fat. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, do we did have a really good run up. As we've been, I think we talked about that one 2 weeks ago. It's still like Jesus. If Sui not gonna hold this $1 scenario, you need to hold the mid of the range and bounce from it. Then quite a lot of stocks been tested, yearly been tested, and you need to flip December to get at the high of the freaking $2 at least. But yeah, it's a kind of a good scenario for Sui, right? It start to break the range and change something, but remember, we used to have it over here and we kind of dump it, so don't be surprised if you're gonna do another one like that, right? So yeah, all possible. What's this doing? Yeah, that one been freaking blasting as well. Yeah, release flip. Definitely interesting stuff. Not every token's gonna last longer than it is. Oh, look at that. How about X Killer? This is horrendous. Don't know sure what's going on here, but boy, I seriously don't like this stuff at all. Because even if you do this, like this looks good. Funny, funny, funny. But yeah, guys, is there anything else that you want me to look at it or talk about it? What you guys doing? Oh, you're welcome, Alban. No worries, man. Have a good one. Came to hear your final thoughts. Final thoughts? Down. We are in a failure of structure right now. And boy, that doesn't look good. Next step, May definitely. So around ish, 70 ish, 76 ish. That doesn't look good. And boy, I'm not sure if you look at the weekly, but closing the weekly right now. And yes, we have 7 hours to retrace that, right? But still, that's a broken structure. Big, big broken. Netflix. Oh yeah, that's a good one. I can look at Netflix. So yeah, still we did settle a low. We didn't regain 88, 18. We did settle on the wick, but nothing on the structure. So, and we are in cash flow negative. And the whole, look at that. Like, I get that you cannot use this indicator, but still, like, I can show you, right? When did we flip into the outflow of cash? Like, this is it, guys. Like, I want to show you something. Like, everyone says, like, no, there is no manipulation or whatsoever. Yeah, there isn't, but they are sneaky about it. How the fuck they do it? So look at that. Like, perfect run up into the highs, like extremely run it up into the biggest structure of resistance that you are failing from, right? You run it up, yeah, you creating a sentiment, oh, we're going higher. And then what do you have? The most important things, you have positive earnings. Yeah, boy, oh boy, no shit, you have positive earnings, right? After 20% run up, you sell everything or most of it inside of your company, right? And then look what's happened. Like, literally all of the freaking exits of money inflow from that moment. Like, you cannot tell me that everyone who fucking owns Netflix inside of the company did the fucking sell off on it. Like, look at that perfectly. Like, all of that went down the hill straight. Like, amazing how they fucking do that. This has been like to the freaking T. Like I said, like, I wasn't interested in it because that doesn't look good. And I know what's happening when that happened before the earnings. And even they are positive. I bet you if you deep dive into those earnings, also in the documentation, like what Smyrn is doing, that doesn't look pretty. Because they like and they know how to cover it. But yeah, still, structure wise, like failing structure, right? We're filling the gap. There is fair value gap below. Like, yeah, we could potentially stop at 82. I'm not really interested in that. Why I'm interested into it? Technically in here. But what do we need to do is getting into it and farm some structure. Then, and I'm only then I'm going to be that interesting, maybe putting some longs on it. But so far, for me, this can go fucking to zero. It doesn't gonna happen, but hey, I can dream. Stocks as well. They got hammered. Like, the full on, like, it's gonna be major. I don't think that's gonna happen. Right? Let's get straight. I don't think we're gonna close the daily that early because weekly you don't need to look at it. But the first thing, like, this is as well what can happen. You don't need to close anything below this for it to even go lower, because the next day that can open, we could flush it lower, and then the second candle is going to be like, yeah, okay, we're going to close it like this, and now we're going to run it down, right? Do like a run up, a small one, and then flush it. So yeah, second reversal of cash flow will do the trick, because we are freaking way of in divergence. That's even crazy to think about it. So, but yeah, everything gets hammered, right? Okay, like not everything, but April doesn't. But everything start to get quite done, done. Even this bullshit doesn't want. But yeah, anyhow, short it is. I mean, I am in the short from 82.3, to be exact. And still, don't be me. Don't be me, please. I know I'm crazy. I like some risk and living on the edge. But don't be me. I still didn't take some profits on it. And this trade, if it plays out, I might keep it. I might keep it as a trophy trade without taking profit into the bear market. So if that plays out, and we're gonna get, like, let's say at least. Okay. If that happens, what I'm gonna do is with this trade, and that's kind of a game that I'm playing with myself. I'm gonna wait for this one more, and then I'm gonna flip that trade, reverse it into the long. Let's see. I'm gonna play a game. But yeah, that's gonna be something cool. Stupid, but cool. That's why I say, don't be me. Where you stop. Oh, this one is already in break even. So technically, it was something because I pulled it over here on the low time frame, and I had it on 1%. Yeah, 1% because there was like, and the thing is, so again, don't be me. I pulled this order, what I just sent you, the 82.2, just because there was a massive order coming in. So that's why I front run that one. I got hit, got figured out, and then I said like, yeah, I'm gonna keep that one. And it was 1%. Then I moved my stop loss to freaking wick, and I said like, yeah, fuck it, I don't care. So it came over here. It came here, right? And I added to the position. So, and then I just kept it. Now it's break even. I kept it through this because I kind of like you could tell that it's not gonna regain all of that stuff, and then it went off the cliff. So yeah, that's why. That's the reason. And that position is quite heavy. Went a little bit too much on it. I fat finger it. But fuck it. Alright, YOLO. You live once. Okay. It's okay. It's alright. What was? Yeah, but it's yeah 79. Like it could. We like okay. Right now it looks a little bit less and less potentially, but it could, right? Because yeah, you know as well, Crypto. I know how you're trading, so this area is still heavy guarded. So yeah, to grab the liquidity and fail that, then that's gonna be massive. But could be. But then as well, what we could do is just roll over, right, and then something like that. But yeah, so far we are failing at it daily right now. So yeah. And then how farther we're gonna move away from the previous weekly, boy, oopsie. But then yeah, weekly is gonna open. We could do like retest, pull back, and then you have a continuation. Easy as that. So yeah, you still can get your 79-ish. I've been looking at the order books as well, and that one is heavy guarded as well. That's a heavy liquidity formed. One of the heaviest, and then you just thin out. So yeah, you are good. But yeah, we're still bleeding. Yeah. A good Sunday. We are doing reverse from this to this. Next step, 60, 76.5. Interesting, definitely. For sure, it's gonna be a fun week. So yeah, what you thinking, crypto? Ollie. Major short, how are you doing? Ooh, give me a second. We are back. I'm back. Sorry, my food just arrived. Run downstairs. The Island Avengers, I see. Why? Why? I didn't say nothing else that he did, I guess. Or did I guess he's a little bit more bullish still because I still can understand it. He's not short. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the thing is, I can seriously understand why he's not shorting yet because for his perspective, this is still in up targeting potential higher up, right? Because still, this is a pullback for him, and I understand that. And this is the low that he needs to break. So yeah, this is for him the potential long. And as I'm saying, the May can give you and will definitely, because not only it's not tested and there is quite a lot of liquidity to grab, it could be a rebounds or definitely, how do you call it? I lost the word. The bounce, right? You could potentially see a bounce from it. Like, yeah, I agree. That's definitely happening. But then still, like for me, that bounce doesn't say we will do this, right? Because for me, that technically will be something like that, even if you don't break this low. Not retest, but relief bounce. Oh, that's why I was looking for relief bounce. Right, this could be a small relief bounce to get much more longs into stepping in, and then you just freaking nuke it. Right, that potentially could be. But then, yeah, it as well, it can go and break all of that stuff, and then can do the exact the same thing. So for him, I understand that because how can I say, like both ways you still can trade it. Why? Because yes, this is no matter what. If we bounce from here or we bounce from here, it will be a long, right? And it's gonna be valid. Till the second time, you're gonna not break the lows, and then you continue lower, and then you start to turn around. I see his point of view, and I understand it completely. We agree on that one, right? And most of the times, 99%, I agree with him, and he with me. I'm more like, for me, it's structure specific. It's this, break this, retest of that. That's my hedge. He doesn't take the hedges like we used to and take it. So, and that's a little bit different opinion, but it's still valid, right? It doesn't mean that it's not valid. He still can be long in this, no matter what, and make profit. But then for me, I'm more like base local structure candle strategy, if you want to call it like that. I'm more like levels. Like he doesn't look at the February and all that stuff, yearly and monthly. He has his own system that works for him, and it's really perfect. Same thing over here, right? We are in the downtrend, it's downtrend, but he could potentially take a long to get this, right? And it's possible, no matter what. But yeah, for me, this doesn't look nice and good. And yeah, like here as well. Was it right here? That was the thing as well. Like I remember, because I've been talking to him as well about it. Right, this it was broken, but he took the long from this low into this highs, right? And then he realized, like, oh yeah, that's the short one. So he took the vice versa on it, but he took the long. That could happen now as well with May, right? Level. You can trade both ways, no matter what. And it doesn't mean that we need to be on the same page. Like, yeah, now it's done. You still can make money. Still, like, look at that. Technically, this is super fib, and it's played out, right? Why? Because from the low that you settled, you got 0.5%. Good enough. So yeah, he is right. He is correct on that one. But that's, don't mix up the high time frame or 4-hour swing with scalping, right? Those two are quite different from each other on the strategy. So I can be from the highs, I can short, and he can long every single thing on the low time frame. and be even more profitable because you have multiple trades than only one big trade, right? So yeah, both ways can be correct. I'm more a bigger picture guy. And then, yeah, structure. I don't need to scalp. Like, I don't have time even to scalp and sitting on 5 minutes. I'm sorry, like, I don't, because I have like shitloads of things to do around me. And with the new project that's coming in, not really doing that. And he can do that more often and more significant, right? I used to do it back in the days before MDX even. I've been like even 1 minute or even lower than that. Like, I've been even trading ticks. So yeah, I've been there, but that's something from the past. Overall, yeah, you both can make money no matter what, short or long. Use the time frames, right? I'm Mason Adrian. Nuket. Oh shit. Ooh, we might even open up a casino so we can bet on it, or like poly market stuff, right? Swing trade. It's a scalp trader. Yeah, both. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Brahmi. Exaction. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, guys, I got my dinner served, so I'm gonna enjoy that and then jumping on a meeting and fucking enjoy my free evening this weekend. And I will see you Wednesday, I guess. Watch the levels, right? Watch the weekly close. But that's gonna be serious, something special when we're gonna end up closing below February and the previous weekly. So yep, that's a good one, definitely. It's not gonna be that spectacular as this one over here, but hey, it's a close one. Even the daily, right? Already closing poorly. So yeah, my aim is still May. All that to the side retest of this structure, or even at 80k as high as it gets, and then flush it more. Right? Just watch it. Don't FOMO in things. Just be patient. Watch the levels. Watch the structure. That's a super important one. No matter what kind of news is coming in, I do not care. I care about the structure. So yeah, low time frame. I would say lose 70 back May pretty fast. Yeah, definitely, right? Definitely. At least even much more higher, 77.7. But I would say like not only losing this, but right now, because you are already in a broke structure twice, and after settling a higher high on the retest of the daily, because this is same thing, right? Flip the daily, higher, lower, underset retest, and flush it. Now, only because you settled this high, this matters as well. So closing anything right now on low time frame will sweep it lower. Yeah. So it is what it is, right? Fun. Definitely fun. I love it. I really enjoy all of this. I enjoy every single bit on X, even on our community server. Believe me, I've been quite enjoying how people been following into this shit. And then boy, oh boy, look where we are. So patience and structure, guys. That's seriously, those two things are the most accurate which you can get in trading. Nothing else gonna be freaking doing much more than that. Like fucking all of the news, like I wish to collect all of the news what came in here that make people bullish. But yeah, so yeah, be careful, enjoy, and have a good weekend still, and I will see you Wednesday. Bye bye. Love you all.